What's up guys, Chuck Palmer here. If you believe you should have a security camera at home, you should also have one for your motor vehicle. But if you do not like the idea of a camera hanging from your windscreen and possibly blocking your view, you would like this Mangoal factory-like dash camera. This dash camera has a OEM design which makes the camera almost invisible with a factory look. These are custom made for each vehicle models, and if you do not see one for your specific vehicle, there might be an alternative camera for it. I will discuss the alternative while doing the unboxing. This is a 4K video from the front camera. And this is the rear camera recording at full high definition at 180p. Pretty impressive quality. You can connect your mobile phone to the camera to retrieve videos and change settings. I will take you through the unboxing, installation, and show you the available settings in this camera. This kit is specifically for a 2014 Toyota Highlander and Ford F-150, and you would select a package specifically for your vehicle. So if you have a plug to the back of your rear mirror, there are 3 ways to power your camera. One is to use a wire harness to provide power to the camera. However, depending on your vehicle, the parking monitor feature may not be available. If you are not interested in parking monitoring, this is perfect for you because it is the easiest way to install this camera. The second option, which is my choice, is to use a OBD2 method. You will have to run some wires though. Another method, and the method that takes more steps to install, is to install a hardwire kit. This 2014 Toyota Highlander has a power plug to the back of the mirror, but I will be using the OBD2 power plug because I want to enable the parking monitor feature. For hardwire kits, I have separate videos showing how to install those, and I will put a link in the description below. I will outline some simple steps to install a hardwire kit at the end of this video. For vehicles with no power plug to the back of the rear mirror, note the type of bracket on the glass here, and if it looks like this type of camera will work. You can send an email to the supplier Mangoal at support@mangoaltech.com regarding the camera for your specific vehicle if you do not see it in the list here. They can also provide an installation guide for your specific vehicle. Inside the box here is a troubleshoot guide regarding the app. Here are 2 tie straps to secure the wires, and also here is the user manual. Here is the front 4K dash cam. The optional rear camera connector is here. You will need this if you selected the package with the rear camera. I did, so I will be using this. This is the camera connector wire. This has a factory design. For some vehicle models, the dash cam will be in a housing like this. Here is the power button, and this button is for photo mode. There are LED lights right here. Note that if you see solid red light, the Wi-Fi is not working, and if you see solid blue light, the video has stopped. Therefore, a flashing red light or a flashing blue light means everything is working fine. To the side is the memory card port, and a free 128GB memory card comes with this package. Here is an optional GPS connector for a GPS antenna. And here is the power plug. Here in the package, I have a hardwire kit which is sold separately. Some fuse tabs come with this hardwire kit. And this mini type will work with most Japanese and American motor vehicles. Another power source that comes in this package is the OBD2 power source. This is also sold separately. This is the power source I'll be using because I want to be able to use the parking monitor features. This has a pin for a constant 12 volts to the battery, a 12 volt accessory wire that will get power only when the vehicle is turned on, as well as a ground. Also here is an extra 2-sided adhesive tape in the event you want to transfer this to another vehicle or if you have to replace a broken windshield. This is the mounting bracket which already came with 2-sided tape. This trim tool is to help remove panels and hide wires. This is the free 128 SD memory card that I told you about earlier. To install, just have the memory card in the orientation like the sticker right here. Insert and push down until you hear a click. Finally, in the box is an optional rear camera which will be useful to see those crazy drivers behind you. Let's go install this camera. This is my rear mirror which is attached to the glass right here. Here is the power plug which provides power to the mirror. Some model vehicles will have a plastic panel like this one hiding the power plug. If you have a vehicle like that, this panel will be replaced with a custom panel with the dash camera already installed. For this newer Toyota Highlander with this cover, push down to release some clips. Then remove this clip right here. Transfer these clips from the existing cover and place them on the new cover with the dash camera. Remove this clip right here. Unplug the power plug and plug in the wire harness provided. Install the new dash camera with the cover by pushing it in place. You should hear a snap. Then plug the power wires together. All that is left to do is to hide the wires. That's it. Very simple. For Toyota Highlanders like mine without that panel, follow these steps. Clean the glass with rubbing alcohol to remove all grease and grime. Install the bracket on the camera, or you can install the bracket itself on the windscreen, then install the camera. Remove this film from the adhesive tape. Align the open space here without touching the glass, so that the adhesive tape don't stick to the glass. Now I can apply pressure to secure this adhesive tape on the windscreen. This is secured. This GPS wire won't be used, so I will tuck it away under the roof. If you use the wire harness to provide power for this camera and you do not have the rear camera package, just tuck the wire away and your installation is done. As simple as that. If you have the rear camera package, it's time to install it to the rear of the vehicle. But I will show you how to run the rear camera wires after I show you how to install the OBD2 power plug for those vehicles that do not have the power plug for the back of the camera, or you're using the OBD2 power plug to have the parking monitor features. Find your OBD2 power port, which is normally under the dash, and plug in your power plug. Mine is right here. Ensure you pushed it all the way. Mine is secured. It's time to run the wires to the camera, and you may have to remove some panels to do so. I will remove this panel. This section here is held in place by some clips, and I can use some force to pop this out. Your vehicle might be different. You might have to watch some YouTube videos to learn how to remove yours. Now I will feed the wire under the steering column through here. There is a hole right here I can feed the wire through and push this panel back in place. The panel is back in place. Now I will run this wire under this rubber and under the airbag. To get access to the airbag, I need to pull this panel loose. Now I will feed the wire under the airbag and push the panel back in place. You won't need these steps if you have a vehicle that has a plug to the rear of the mirror and you do not want the parking monitor feature. But to get the parking monitor features, you have to do this. At this point, I can plug in the power plug, but I will wait until I finish running the rear camera wires. If you don't have a rear camera, plug these wires together and tuck the wires under the roof, and the job is done for you. I have a rear camera, so I will now install it. I will now plug in the rear camera wire and run the wire under the roof. I will also run this rear camera wire under the airbag so it doesn't get in the way in the event the airbag is deployed during an accident. Now I will take my time to run the wires to the back of the vehicle. Now I'm at the back of the vehicle. For a sedan type motor vehicle that does not have a lift gate, just run the wires in the side panel and under the roof. Clean the area with rubbing alcohol that you're going to install the rear camera. Depending on how you install the rear camera, the camera could be showing upside down. For this camera, having the camera wires pointing to the side here is good. If it's not the case for you, remove it and turn it the other way. Then plug in the camera, hide the excess wire under the roof, and your job is pretty much done. Because I have a lift gate, it is more complicated. I will run the wire under the roof and through this rubber tube, as well as under this panel. I will pull this open. Now I will push the wire through. Adding a drop of liquid soap to the wires would make it easier to go through. The plug is through. I will now hide the excess wires under the roof. I will now remove this panel. Now I can feed the wire through. Now it's time to install the camera on the back of the glass, but before I do, I will plug in the power wire to the camera and install the app to see which side is the upside and which side is the downside. Plug the rear camera wires together. Now I will reinstall this panel with the wire hanging out. I'll now connect the power plug and hide the rest of the wires under the roof. I can scan the QR code in the user manual to install the app. You can also search for the Wilddoor app in the App Store or Play Store. Open the app. Hit Add Camera and give it permission. Go next. Then connect the camera to Wi-Fi. Go into Wi-Fi settings and look for Wi-Fi E70 with additional numbers at the end. You may have to wait a bit. Select the Wi-Fi and enter password 12345678. Once connected, the camera is ready to be added. If it doesn't work, start the process over again. It will eventually work. Hit Add Camera and the camera should be added. The camera is now connected to the app. Here you can adjust the settings of the camera, and I will take you through those at the end of the video. Hitting this tab will switch from front camera to rear camera. Now I can tell which side is up and which side is down. The upside is down right here. I need to install the camera with the wires facing this way. No, this is the correct view. I can now remove the adhesive film and install the camera as straight as possible. The wire is neatly tucked away, but I could have left a loop because this vehicle is a bit unique. The rear glass can be opened, and if I open it, I will potentially rip the camera off the glass or break the wire. Because I used the OBD2 power plug, there is a bit more wire exposed here. I will use cloth tape to tape these wires together so it looks nicer. I will now show you how to install the hardwire kit quickly, then go through the settings of the app. Select the fuse top for your vehicle type. There are different types here. This mini type works for most vehicles. Locate your fuse box. For some vehicle, it might be under a cover like this, or under the vehicle which is covered like this. Remove these covers to gain access. Use a test light or a multimeter to find a fuse that has power when the vehicle is off, and make a note of those fuses that do not have power. Those fuses that do not have power will be tested later, so make note of them. Use a marker if you have to. Remove a fuse that shows power when the vehicle is off and insert it in the yellow fuse tab. Remember, yellow fuse tab. Connect the yellow fuse tab to the yellow wire of the wire harness and insert that fuse tab in the fuse port. Now for the red accessory wire. Turn on the ignition or press the start button while your foot is off the brake so that the vehicle doesn't start. Now, test those fuses that did not show power when the vehicle was off. At least one will now show power, and that's an accessory fuse. Remove it and insert it in the red fuse tab. Connect the fuse tab to the red wire and the wire harness and insert the fuse tab in the fuse port. Next, find a place for ground to the body of the vehicle, preferably a nut, and use it to secure the ground wire. I have one here. Finally, run the wire to the camera, just like I did for the OBD2 power plug, and the job is done. That's pretty much it. Let's go check out the settings of this camera. The main screen shows a rotate tab to rotate the screen vertically and horizontally. This is the camera switch tab to switch between front and rear camera. This is the microphone on and off tab. Pause and play tab right here. Take picture mode tab right here. This is the video file tab where all the pictures and videos will be stored, and you can play videos, delete videos, download videos, and take screenshots here. This is the setting tab, and let's go into the settings. In the setting, you can turn on and off sound recording with video. Adjust the speaker volume. Here you can set image resolution for photos. Select the video resolution here. It's default to 4K for the front camera and Full HD for the rear camera. Here you can set the loop recording time to 1, 2, or 3 minute interval. This will allow continuous recording, which will delete older videos and store new ones. Here you can adjust the exposure compensation. You can add or remove timestamps to videos. Here you can set collision sensor to off, low, medium, or high. When triggered, the video will be locked and won't be deleted immediately. This is designed so that the video can only be deleted manually, but I suggest downloading the video as soon as possible. Here you can turn parking monitor collision detection to off, low, medium, or high. Note that the parking monitor can only work with OBD2 power or hardwire kit. This will activate the camera and start recording when the vehicle shakes during a hit and run while the vehicle is parked. The video will record for 1 minute and the video will be locked. You should occasionally go in the app and check your locked videos. Here you can turn the parking monitor to off, 12 hours, 24 hours, or 48 hours. And again, this is only available if you have used the OBD2 power or hardwire kit. The other settings are Wi-Fi name, which can be changed, Wi-Fi password, which also can be changed, firmware version, format the memory card, which should be done at least every 2 to 3 months. Finally, the factory reset tab to set all settings the way the camera came out of the box. That's pretty much it, guys. Clean and simple. Check out 60 seconds of videos recorded by this camera. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and also thank you for subscribing to my channel. I know you did. If you didn't, please do. See you on the next one, guys.